Greetings, greetings. Todd Falcone, what's going on? Hello. Happy Monday to you. All right, so I'm going to explain what I'm doing. Some of you might be coming in here on the recorded version, which is fine, but the live thing is going to be cool because I'm doing live Q&A on my conference call, but also on a Facebook Live, and I'm going to explain to you how I run my calls. So every week for about 15 years almost that I've been doing this call as an open training call. I'm probably doing the same time, same place, Monday night call, 5 p.m. Pacific time for probably 17, 18 years, if not maybe more. So, but what I'm going to do tonight, so let me explain to you guys what's up if you're just on Facebook and happen to find this. So I'm going to be conducting my live Monday night call on a Facebook Live as well. So people that are dialing into the conference bridge will be able to come in on the conference bridge and see what's up there. So on my other computer over here, I have kind of a screenshot of what's happening on my Monday night call so I can see what's going on over there. And I'm going to do it here as well. So I'm just going to kind of be multitasking. Let me just get into this. So I use Instant Teleseminar. I have been for many, many years. Let me actually just check on something. Let me go to the control panel. That would be nice first. Event control panel. There's a bunch of callers there already. So I'm going to wait about another minute. So I'm going to explain what I'm doing so you can kind of see how I run a call. I typically keep a yellow pad in front of me for notes from the calls, and I actually keep a running total and notes from all of my calls, and then when I go through a yellow pad, I'll staple all or put it into a filing cabinet. That way I have a record of every call that I've done, what I talked about, how many people were on each call, on the webcast side, how many people were on the live side. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to dial into this bridge. You can go grab some people if you know some people you want to have watch this. And what we're going to do tonight on the call and on the Facebook Live is do live Q&A. So whatever questions that you have about creating success in network marketing, I'll address them there. So you're going to hear just the one-sided part. I could throw it on speakerphone, but it's probably going to get a little weird background noise. So I'm going to dial into my bridge. So I typically, like a couple minutes before the top of the hour, we'll dial into the conference bridge, which I'm doing right now, on the host code, and I've got listeners there already. And then I'm going to start taking introductions. So you're going to hear me starting talking to them, taking introductions, so you kind of see what's going on. So I'm going to now officially start taking introductions. I'm going to do that for about maybe 2 minutes, and I'll explain what I'm doing here. So multitasking. What's up, you guys? Todd Falcone. Happy Monday to you. Monday, June 18th, 2018. Good to have all of you. We're going to do a live Q&A session tonight. We're doing something a little bit different because I've got this broadcasting on my Facebook page as well, which is kind of cool. But if you're just joining the call, go ahead and give us your name. Tell us where you're dialing in from. See some crazy background noise. There we go. Got rid of that. If you're just dialing in, give us your name. Tell us where you're dialing in from. I see Stan, Diane, Don, Thomas. What's up, you guys? How's it going? I see a bunch of people plugging in. Jordan, how you doing on my Facebook Live? Susie's over on the Facebook Live. Richard. By the way, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to do it as a call. I've been doing this call every Monday night for many, many years. As you guys know, about 15 years officially as a speaker and a trainer in the network marketing profession. Figure I would broadcast it live tonight. So those of you guys that are on Facebook, I actually did this in Periscope a couple years ago when Periscope was around, and haven't done it like this in a while. So if you're just joining on the conference bridge, say hi. This is Todd Falcone checking in. Love to hear from you. Go ahead and give us your name. Tell us where you're dialing in from. What's happening? Welcome from Florida. Chris, what's up, buddy? How are you? Excellent. Oh, at the same time, doubling up. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to kind of explain. So you guys that are coming in on the bridge as well, you're going to hear kind of what I'm explaining to the people on camera if you happen to not be on camera. What's up, Michelle? Reynolds, what's going on? Richard, Jordan, what's going on? Okay, so for those of you that are, either side that you're on, when I host a call, and the call starts at a specific time, let's say in this case 5 p.m. Pacific time, it literally just hit 5:01 on my clock on my computer. I really like to be as timely as possible. I'll typically wait till as soon as it hits 5:01 and then I go. I don't wait till 5:05 or 5:07. The call starts at 5. I like to be respectful of people's time. And now that it's officially on my clock 5:01, I'm going to show you guys kind of how I start each call. And I'm going to go into recorded modes because typically when I'm here on Monday nights I record it. Let me just first of all mute up the people on the bridge here. I'm turning them into Q&A mode, and then I'm going to go into recording so I can record it. Where did it go? There it went. Now I'm officially recording. All right, well, good evening, everybody. Happy Monday to all of you. Todd Falcone here. Welcome to another Monday night Fearless Networker conference call. It is Monday, June 18th, 2018. And this is kind of weird because I'm doing it both on a bridge and on camera. So you guys are like, what are you talking about? We're on a Facebook Live, not on a conference call. But I am actually on a conference call at the same time. So my name is Todd Falcone. I'm your host, your trainer for this call that we do each and every Monday night with one purpose in mind, and that's to serve the network marketing community. If you're involved in network marketing, direct selling, if you're involved in multi-level, if you have a product or service and you recruit other people and you're able to earn a percentage of income on the efforts of all those people in your organization, Monday nights, that's what we talk about. We talk about how to be successful working from home, specifically in the network marketing profession. So I'm your host, I'm your trainer. I don't know how you found me. Some of you might have found me on Facebook. Some of you might have found me on my website. Best thing to do is get over to toddfalcone.com and get yourself plugged into my information loop right on the front of that page, TODDFALCONE.com, toddfalcone.com, and get yourself plugged in there. I see some other people joining the Facebook Live. What's up? What's up? Feel free to give me some hearts. It'll pound out the hearts, and love to hear from you guys. That way you guys, I know you're here. I see a group coming in. Feel free to share this with some other people and get some folks over. So what I'm going to do tonight, if you got some network marketing friends that could stand to learn a thing or two, we are doing, and I do this, in fact, I'm looking up at my whiteboard here, my calendar. The last time I did this was May 14th, so it's been just over a month. So about once every 4 to 6 weeks, I avail myself to you guys live to do live Q&A, kind of get take advantage of my time and get free coaching. So that's kind of a cool thing. So that means without having to pay for it. So that's a good thing. Anytime who says there's no free lunch when you can come here and get free lunch or free coaching for at least 45 minutes or so. So, all right. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look back again on the conference bridge side. So, by the way, if you guys, and I see, let me check the numbers on the webcast side. Okay, so we got a bunch of you guys on the webcast side. That means you're hearing me, but I'm not able to hear you. So those of you that are listening online, not you guys on the Facebook page, but those of you that are on my website at toddfalcone.com/Monday-calls, and you are listening online and you have a question or you want to ask a question, then I won't be able to hear you. So you might want to either go to my Facebook page and plug into the live or dial into the conference bridge that's right there on that page. So I'm going to go back over and just kind of take a peek. I see quite a few people that have just chimed in. I see Huntsville, Alabama, New York, LA, Vegas, Leesburg, Exeter, Maryland, Tennessee, Florida, Oregon, a couple internationals, and a bunch of people on the Facebook Live side. How you guys doing? All right, so let's do this. So we're, by the way, on the conference bridge side, we are in Q&A mode. So those of you that are listening right now on the conference bridge side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take live questions. If you have a specific question, any question, without mentioning any company names or people, because we don't want to we keep it very neutral on this call. No people, no company names. That's the way we do it. If you have a question, any question about succeeding in network marketing, at home, working for yourself, being self-employed, if I can answer the question, I'd be happy to. If I don't know the answer, then I don't know the answer and I can't help you, and I won't attempt to try to answer the question. But I've spent almost 30 years working from home, and if I can help you, I would love to. So if there's something you're struggling with, something you don't understand, something that you'd like to get better at, I'd love to hear from you. So the way it works on the conference bridge side, that's these guys over here, that all you do is you press *7 on your phone. That'll unmute you. Give me your first name. And top 3, okay, so I'm already getting some, so I'm going to take notes. Top 3 things a new person to get started. Top 3 things for new people. Okay, Jordan, I appreciate that. So I just got a question on the Facebook Live. By the way, again, if you're listening on the conference bridge, if you press *7, that will unmute you individually. And I'd be happy to take your question there since I know you guys can hear me. So, but here, I'll answer the question real quick for Jordan, who is on the Facebook Live. So, all right, top 3 things in terms of getting a new person started. For me, like once I enroll somebody, if I app them up, by the way, hold the questions, hold the rest of the questions just for a second. If you got the question, wait till because then it'll kind of go through the news feed and then I won't be able to see it. So if I'm just getting you started, one of the first things I'm going to do is get you introduced to a couple of the other leaders on the team. I want to help you feel more comfortable in your decision. Essentially, it's, I don't do it to get rid of buyer's remorse necessarily. Again, guys, Howard, to some of these other questions, I'm not going to be able to see them, so you're going to just bear with me and then retype it. It'd be great. So, I don't do it necessarily to get rid of buyer's remorse, but I think it does a good job of getting rid of buyer's remorse when you help somebody meet a few other people on the team that, sound like they got their head on their shoulders and that they can hear some other third-party validation. And we hear this term third-party validation quite a bit in this profession, and you might use it, certainly you should be using it leading into someone's decision to start the business, but I still use third-party after somebody's joined, so I would, spits out a distributor ID number. I want to make sure you have that. First thing I'll probably do is go, hey, let me get you plugged in and get you introduced to a couple people that are part of the leadership team here. It's just like, hey, cool, you're in. Let's get you introduced to part of the crew. Welcome aboard. Then I'm going to get you plugged into our getting started training, whatever that is. For me, it's got to be simple. Meaning, if it's confusing, if it causes them to go into a panic attack and freak out and go into a cold sweat, that's probably not a good thing. So I really want to do a good job of helping you to understand what we're about to do. So getting you plugged into the training, making sure you have whatever resources that you need to have available to you. And number 3, it would be to start initiating some kind of contact with you. I mean, you're in, let's go. So 1, 2, 3. 1, get you introduced to the team. So I'll even write this down for myself. Intro to the team, just in case we transcribe this. I don't know. Intro to the team. Number 2, team training. Get you plugged in, not to send you out on a training journey to get you diving into training, and then action. Meaning, I'm going to start making some calls with you. I'm not going to send you out and do it by yourself. I have no problem. You're a new asset on my team. I got no problem working with you and engaging and making some phone calls with you and reach outs and doing some meetings and seeing some people. That's how we do it. So that's number 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Again, real quick, I see some guys over here. Mickey's got a question: how to attract prospects online. How to attract. I'm writing this down because I know it might pass my newsfeed. Prospects online. Okay, so attracting prospects online. To me, the first thing I think about is content. What kind of content are you putting out there? You got to be putting out something that's interesting and valuable to your community, to your audience. So, what do people come to? How to use Facebook to recruit? That's a great question. People come to Facebook and social media not to buy necessarily. They come here to be entertained and to laugh and to learn some stuff and just kind of it's really more entertainment value than anything else. I think for most people. I mean, looking at connecting with your friends, connecting with other people. Maybe we use it in other areas too. I pull some of my news off of Facebook. Some of the things that. So I might come to Facebook to be informed, to laugh, to have my emotions titillated by somebody, by them posting something that's interesting and elicit some type of an emotion. So in terms of attracting people online, it's about what kind of content that you're putting out on a regular basis. So what do you? And best thing that I would suggest is if you got some people that you follow on social media, see what they're doing. There's nothing like watching somebody else who's really good at attracting people online and seeing if you can copy and duplicate what they're doing. So if I see an influencer, I will watch their newsfeed. I'll check out what they do and what kind of posts that they make. And I typically won't post anything on Facebook without specifically thinking, will this get likes, comments, or shares? So sometimes I'll throw a post up just for the heck of it, but most of the time it's like I don't just post. I always think about what I'm going to post before I post it. So I'm thinking, will this get likes, comments, or shares? And sometimes some posts get more likes than shares and more comments than shares and so on based on the type of post, and that's something you should pay attention to anyhow. But I think more than anything, it's about putting out good quality, interesting content on a consistent basis to draw people in and create a greater level of curiosity about what it is that you do. They're like, hey, I want to learn more about you. They're not necessarily going, I want to learn more about your business. I want to be more connected to you. You might have little things on there that allude to or tease or create curiosity, like, what's this guy do? He's always playing or doing this. How is he able to do that? And you may generate, based on what you're doing on social media by putting out quality content, generate some curiosity that way. So yeah. So anyhow, That's the answer to that question. Now, okay, all my folks on the conference bridge, I'm waiting to hear from you. We're in Q&A mode. If you press *7 on your call and you got a question, I'll take one from the conference bridge. The last couple I've taken from Facebook Live. So unless you guys are all over on the Facebook Live and on the conference bridge, I don't know. But press *7 on your phone. Hang on real quick. I'm going to actually... Are you guys catching me? I think you are. Okay, whoa, big massive background noise. Okay, now I'm back in Q&A mode. So *7 will unmute you. Howard, how would you approach relaunching your business? Okay, how to relaunch. Honestly, dude, I would be launching it as if I had never launched it before. I mean, to me, a relaunch is pressing the reset button and getting after it again. So let's say you've stepped away for a long time, and I would even go back. Okay, well, how do you deal with the people that maybe you talked to and you were there for a little bit, and then maybe you kind of bowed out for a long bit, and now you're deciding, okay, what am I doing? I'm sitting here. This opportunity is passing me by. This is a great company. I've been sitting here for a year and a half. I was there for a bit. I was gone for a long period of time. I would be starting just as if it's a new deal. Now, if you called me up and you told me about this business a year, in the first few months that you were super active and then you went inactive, I like honesty. I think just it's so much better when you're just straightforward with people because then you don't have to make anything up, right? So, hey, Howard, Todd Falcone, what's going on, brother? Blah, 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 catching up, da-da-da. Listen, hey, a year and a half ago, I talked to you about Company X. Do you remember that conversation? Yeah, I did. Say, listen, look, I was active for a while. I had a lot of things going on, whatever the deal was, right? And I'm just being straight with the person. I had a bunch of stuff going on with my kids or whatever. I didn't really give an opportunity to give it the kind of justice that it deserved. And I am literally in the process of relaunching that business. Just wanted to touch base with you and see if you're at all open to taking a look at this thing that I'm relaunching into. Obviously, it's still got my interest a year and a half later. So there's something pretty special about it. When can we get together so I can show you what I'm up to? So I think something as simple as that, just being straightforward with people. What's up, Tamara? Bill? How's it going? Getting people plugging in. We're doing a live Q&A session right now. Amin, how are you? I'm still waiting on you guys on the conference bridge, the quiet people over here. How to deal with this is a scam or a scheme. I don't even entertain people with that anymore. How to deal, let me just write this down, with, is that, I mean... Okay, if you straight up said to me, is that a scam? I would be like, dude, do you really think I'd bring you a scam? Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. I don't have no time for that kind of crap. If you want to take a look at a legitimate business, let's talk. But the fact that you'd even question that I'd be involved in a scam, I got no time for it. Oh, no, I would never think you would do that, Todd. Yeah, go ahead and continue. So I just don't, it's kind of like is this a scheme? Is this a scam? I mean, I'm not going to get on the defensive, but I would defend myself. Like, what, do you really think I would be involved in something that low that's literally scamming people? Is that what you think of me? Because it is, then we got to do some kind of adjustment in our relationship because I would never touch anything that's anything close to a scam. Do you understand? So it's like, and then there's something about posturing and holding your ground. I'm not going to argue with the person, but I'm certainly in that case, I got no problem holding my ground. Now, if somebody says, and you guys have heard me if you see me speak on stage, because I like to just do this little one-liner response to, is this a pyramid? My response typically is absolutely not. Why? Is that what you're looking for? And I do it with a straight, square eyeball. Especially, I love it when I get it in live, in person, so I can just go, absolutely not. Why? Is that what you're looking for? Oh, no. Absolutely. No, I'm not looking for... No, I wouldn't. Okay, so good. Do you have any other questions? Because I wouldn't even touch a pyramid. It's the same thing. I mean, and the reality is, like, if the pyramid objection comes up, they don't know the difference between a legitimate network marketing company and a pyramid, anyhow. So, all right, I see somebody in Leesburg, Florida. What's up on the conference bridge? Give me your question. Who's that? I see you unmuted. Can't hear you. Maybe unmute your phone. I see your phone's unmuted. Would love to take the question. Leesburg, Florida, 352 area code. I can see you. What's up from Tampa? I'm good. How's it going?
Start getting the momentum and make your team members understand that the importance of getting registered for that event so that you can have your attendance up and build off of that, as a launching pad.
Okay, so how do you build for events? That's your question. That's essentially your question. How do you build traffic, excitement for events? Is that right? Okay, all right. So events have to be, if you're gonna create a successful event culture, then you have to dive into a culture of events. So that means that it's pretty clear that you guys drive from event to event to event, and everybody gets on board with that whole concept, that whole idea. So I look back to really the first 3 months I was involved in network marketing, and there was an event that was coming up, and it was a big 3-day training event that this company put on. And there was talk about it. I remember in the office, and he asked me, he said, "Are you coming to the event?" And I said, "No, I'm not." He said, he didn't say why not. He said, "Let me ask you a question. Do you want to be a leader in this company?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. Absolutely, I do." He said, "Well, you need to be at this event." He goes, "Leaders in this company attend events." He goes, "If you're not going to the event, then you're not going to be a leader in this company." And this is a guy that I looked up to. So I was thinking, and it was $300. This is 1980, the end of 89, first part of 1990. And it was $300 to attend the event. I didn't have the money. I mean, I just gave him all my money to start my network marketing business. But I wanted it so bad. That's the other thing. Like, the people that want it so bad will show up. So, in today's marketplace, if for example, there's a big event coming up, first of all, I'm not gonna just, say I'm going. I'm gonna go buy my ticket today, the day it goes on sale. Then I'm gonna communicate it to my entire team. Whatever the communication tool is, maybe it's through a private Facebook group or through a website or newsletter that you have, or however you communicate to your organization. And I would communicate and say, "Hey, look, I just wanted you guys to know I bought my ticket for the event that's coming up July 14th, 15th, and 16th. I'm getting in. I'm staying at the Marriott. I get in on Thursday. I'm staying until Monday. I want to know who's coming. As soon as you buy your ticket, post in the group. I'm gonna invest all my time in the people that are committed to stepping up to showing up for events like this, and I'm gonna know exactly who's gonna be on the winning side of the equation with this business based on who's showing up for events." People will make excuses all the time why they can't afford it, and sometimes I get it. You can't afford it, but how much longer do you want to continue to say that I can't afford it? It's not a fun position to be in. If you're in your 40s and 50s and you can't afford it, something needs to change. So very likely you need to attend more events. And look, by the way, I got no skin in the game by answering this question in this manner. I'm just telling you right now, I know for a fact that the more people you have in your organization attending events, the bigger the checks are going to be. Period. So it's all about communication, brother. It's like communicating the message to the troops. You got to buy your ticket now. Like not like I'm going. You have already purchased your ticket. You've already made your airfare. You've already committed to the hotel. You're going anyhow, so why would you wait even if it is next year? I'd make if it was next April, I would make my reservations now. I would buy my ticket now so I can say that I did. So that's a great question. I appreciate that, man.
In particular, we have a lot of bonuses that are tied to attending events. So what you were talking about earlier, they're having a culture of going from event to event. That definitely does exist in our company. So we're very fortunate. Thank you for answering your question.
You're welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you. Put it on speakerphone so you guys could hear his answer, and I'm plugging it back in. Yeah, you can call me old school. Call me old school because I have one of these things. By the way, if you don't know what this is a cordless telephone. If you're watching me on Facebook Live, this is a Plantronics headset. And yeah, I'm high tech too. I got the pods. Don't worry about it. It's cool. All right. Okay. Let's see. Either on the conference bridge or you guys. Either one. Waiting on you. *7 on the conference bridge. I will unmute you. If you are right here on Facebook. What's your question? I'm going to keep going for a bit. I want to take your question if I can help you. If I skipped... Oh, branding yourself versus the company. Thank you. I actually did write that down. Let me just let me just write this down real quick. Events. Hang on. I'm on all three. Oh, you're on all three venues, Stan. Nice. Facebook, both regular bridges. And you're multitasking the multitasker. Okay, so what's my feeling on branding yourself versus the company? I would never brand the company, ever. Your brand is you. It's who you are, and what your personality and your brand in most cases are gonna kind of blend together. So people are buying. Sometimes it's like, you know, you have the brand Pepsi. Well, your brand is you. It's my brand is the fearless networker. It's the bold, straightforward dude that tells it like it is, that layers in a bunch of humor and just keeps it as real as possible. That's my brand. That's just me, though. That's who I am. I didn't have to make up that brand. So even actively building in the field, I never really branded the company. And I think especially now with social media, we got to be thinking about, let me see more here, David. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can see this. Hang on, I'm going to check on this 1 second. Let me see. I'm going to have to scroll back down. There we go. Especially with social media today, you know, you post your logo, you post your brand name, they're going to go Google it. Why do I even have to call you? I don't even have to like reach out to you, because I'm telling you, the first thing I do, I meet you, I Google you. I don't care who it is, I Google them first. I had a guy that I hired to work in my house. First thing I did is I Googled him, find out that he was on his Facebook page in an orange jumpsuit. You can guess what an orange jumpsuit is. It's not gymnastics, by the way. Okay, I'm in the process of creating a website to attract people to me. Would it be prudent to make calls? Yes, 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 yes. The question is, I'm in the process of creating a website to attract people to me. Would it be prudent to make calls in the process? Look, that's a very great question, and I appreciate, David, for you asking that question. So here's the deal. Like, all these attraction marketing things, which I'm online. I got all sorts of funnels and capture pages and cheat sheets and things. I mean, there's so many fingers that I have out in the marketplace for lead gen. It's ridiculous. And we generate hundreds of leads a day typically. So, but at the same time, I'm sitting here, I'm hunkering down, going through my prospect list, talking to people every single day. Every single day. I've got my call log right there on my desk. It's not something I talk about. I do it every single day. So the thing is about the two things on that. Number one, David, is you know, creating a website right now. You're creating a website looking to generate leads. You know, that's a long-term process. So I don't even know if you've generated a lead yet, but if you need to eat right now and you got to feed your kids, you're not going to feed your kids waiting for lead gen to start occurring on your website. What you're going to do is you're going to feed your kids by engaging people in conversation and showing the plan, showing the presentation, showing the deal, showing your product, showing your service, whatever it is that we do, right? But, you know, you might be 2-3 months down the road before you get a decent lead off. Who knows how long it takes? First of all, let's say if you're doing a blog, you have a blog strategy. I'm going to start pumping out content. I would just say before you ever, if that's your strategy or your thought, let me just tell you something, and I'll be just, I just always am, it doesn't matter. I'll just be straight, okay? It's a lot of work. Constantly pushing out content to your audience is a lot of work. So if your strategy, if a lead gen strategy is to do that, then I would certainly just understand that it's a long-term strategy. Number two, it's just, I mean, you gotta choose to blog on something that's easy for you. Like, so my blog, toddfalcone.com, is a blog. There's a bunch of other stuff, but it's a blog. And I'm constantly pushing out content. All of my content is network marketing training, network marketing education, because that's what I do. I am a network marketing speaker, coach, and trainer. That is my thing, right? So that is the natural fit. that doesn't, like, if you're a network marketer, does it mean you should have a network marketing blog? No, not necessarily. You might be into vegan eating, and you are, and you're with a nutritional network marketing company. It's a perfect kind of combination. So you might blog on your vegan lifestyle. You might be like an avid outdoors man or woman, and you blog on whatever you do outdoors. You might blog on jewelry making or something. I don't know. But those are some things to think about. Like if I was blogging, if I was not a network marketing expert. See, that's the other thing is my expertise lies in this arena because I've spent my whole life in it. So it's easy for me to push out content. I'll say that. I say that confidently, but at the same time, I've been pushing. You got to think about this as well. This is a long-term aspect of like content creation. Is I've been pushing out content for 14 years. I got to the end of 2016, and I remember the tail end of 16. I'm like, man, I think I've said everything I need to say about network marketing. I mean, what else do I need to say? What else is there? And so I thought, man, like, because I was thinking, how hard do we have to make it? Do I have to give you 9,211 tips on how to be successful in network marketing? I don't think so. I mean, why do we, like, so what I did is I just went into 2017. I'm like, I've never posted anything before. And I literally just went into 2017. Obviously, it's 2018 now when we're doing this, but I went into 2017 just with the thought of, like, I'm starting fresh. And so it actually kind of cleared my mind. I can talk about this. I can talk about that. And so, in fact, I even have, because I was doing a search the other day, like I might have multiple blog posts on my site over the last 14 years on the subject of warm market prospecting. I didn't make one blog post about warm market prospecting. I'll probably have half a dozen over 14 years. I don't even know. I didn't even count them. But by the way, on the subject of lead gen, there's something that, and you're going to start hearing a lot more about it. We've kind of kept it, I don't know, I want to say quiet, but we just, we haven't fully unleashed it to the public. The Fearless Networker system is really powerful, and for someone that wants to not only generate their own leads, but be more on top of their follow-up routine and their connection to their prospects and their team members and so on. And if you haven't checked that out, you can take it for a free test drive, a free trial. If you go to toddfalcone.com/trial, TRIAL, you can see that there. So it's cool because we have a bunch of capture pages that are pre-done for you with lead magnets attached to them. If you don't understand what I just said, then don't worry about it. But if you do, we've pre-created, is that the right word? Pre-created? No, we've just created custom lead magnets for you guys that you can use to generate your own prospects through the system without you having to do it. Because that's the other thing. We want to make it as done for you as possible. Like sitting here trying to think about, what kind of lead magnet should I create? What should I offer to get a lead to give me their name and email address? I mean, a little bit more thought involved in that. Now we just make it so you don't really even have to think about it. So if you go to toddfalcone.com/trial, TRIAL, you can take that thing for a test drive. There's a bunch of other stuff, and I won't even get into it right now, but it's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. All right, so either here or here, here actually, technically. If you're on my call, I see a bunch of you on my call. Awesome. *7 unmutes you, and you can certainly give me your question if you have one. If you're over here on Facebook Live, let's see if there's another question. A post of the ticket in your group. Show everybody that you're in for it. Let's see here. Thank you for the answer. What's up, Chris? How are you?
Talking about, not necessarily branding your company. So in doing Facebook Live and stuff like that, what times of day would necessarily be best? Because I know it definitely makes a difference. And then what type of stuff would you recommend using for your content?
Great question. So Chris was asking on the conference bridge. I threw it on speakerphone so the people on the Facebook Live could actually hear that too. So the question was, with Facebook Lives, what time of day and what should you post about? Well, first of all, if you go into your mobile device and you go into the messages center, you can look and you can see how many people are active at any given time. I prefer to go active at times of the day when there's a higher percentage of people that are potentially going to see the live. I mean, I know I'll get a bunch of people on the replay, but let's shift this camera a little bit. There we go. Yes, and those are lava lamps in the background. Somebody was asking. They're lava lamps. Yes. Sorry. So when you go into the message center, you can see how many people are active, and I actually have tracked this. Where for me, with my audience, 9 o'clock in the morning is a really good time. I find that 9, noon, and about 5 o'clock at night are the 3 best times for me to post, where I have the highest amount of like active users. So it might be different for you, but I would certainly look at it. I don't do a whole lot of Facebook Lives during the middle of the night. Now, I have a global audience, so I've also been up in the middle of the night, and I've looked at the numbers, but my numbers are larger during those like 9 to 5, 9, noon, and 5. And, you know, they're down a bit during like the wee hours of 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But the other thing is, and this is something to think about if you have a global audience, is you're going to reach those people. So I know, for example, if I do a Facebook Live at 3 a.m., most of my audience are going to be from Europe or Australia or, you know, some other place that people are up at that time, unless I'm getting some of you crazy North Americans that are up late. So as far as content, like, I don't know. I mean, that's just like, I don't know, whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do my Facebook Live. Like, I don't have like a week plan on what my Facebook Lives are going to be. It's typically based on just like what's going on around me, what's happening. I might do a Facebook Live of my kid catching a fish, and I don't always, and I wouldn't suggest you guys do this either. It's like, I mean, like, so I have, for example, my personal page. Like this live right now is on my business page. What's interesting is I get more people on a Facebook Live on my personal page than I do on my business page. Probably just Facebook's, you know, fun. You need to pay for it to get people to see it, kind of thing. But I personally will mix, and I'm okay with it on my personal page, because a great majority of my audience, my followers, people that are plugged into me on my personal page, are involved in network marketing. So even though it's my quote personal page, it's a pretty high percentage of those people that are connected to me through network marketing. So me doing business focused kind of posts, I don't have a problem with. If your whole audience is Chris, hang on one second. If your whole audience is your friends, and you start going business, you're going to tune them all out. So my situation is a little bit different, because a good majority of my people that follow me as friends on Facebook are, like I said, involved in network marketing. What's up, Mike? How's it going? I see Mike and Valerie. How you doing? So again, I mean, I could give you a couple tips. I could ramble about something. I could be in my kitchen cooking up something cool. I could be showing the sunrise or the sunset or waves or something. Never do I turn on the camera, however, and do a Facebook Live in an inappropriate situation where somebody might not like that you actually put them on Facebook Live and then all of a sudden turn the camera right in their face and started talking to them. So you don't want to do that.
They're like 2 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute.
Oh, how long?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So most of the time I will keep so the question he just asked, I'm going back. Check it out. I'm going to plug you back in. Hang on a second. I keep pulling the headset. See that? Look at that.
Multitasking.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of prefer 10 minutes or less, but because, I mean, people are cruising through their news feed. They catch it. They're running. You're catching them off. I mean, this one, we're still keeping a pretty decent audience, even, 30, 40 minutes into this one. So, but I think you guys kind of knew what was happening. But I mean, I think it depends on what you're doing. You could do a more lengthy Facebook Live that somebody's going to plug into, and they can always tune out and tune back in. But whatever it is, you got to be, I think, interesting, or whatever you're doing has got to be enough to keep people. And it looks like we've lost a couple people, but that's okay. But I mean, I didn't expect everybody to hang out on Facebook Live for 50 minutes, even though it's like a live /conference call. But I don't know, vary it up, dude. See what happens. See, like, do a 10-minute one. See, and I track right now. I have in my notes written down on my yellow pad right here, like the amount of people that are on my call over here, and the amount of people that are on the Facebook Live. And then here's what I do, by the way. This. Let me just level it up for you one, okay? So, and this is for every week. Like I have. Literally like every call, every webinar, every Zoom that I do, I just keep kind of rolling total, and I put in the number of people that are attending. And so let's say, for example, I had 326 people at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's right at the beginning of the call, and I had 116 at 5:30, and I had 30 at 6 o'clock. I mean, I must suck. There must be something. I need to go back and listen to the recording and find out what did I do. Did I bore him to death? Did I just blow it? Like, I mean, what in the world happened that caused me to lose so many people? So I know that, for example, if I had 332 people at the beginning and at the end I have 315, I think I did a pretty good job of maintaining the audience's interest throughout the entire 60 minutes. So that's something to look at, by the way, if you guys are running calls or webinars or events, to kind of watch the traffic. We didn't even plan on answering that question, but we did. So, Chris, appreciate the questions. I'm going to throw your line back in mute over here. By the way, it's another something I do for you guys watching the Facebook Live. I have this control feature on my laptop. There's a bunch of cords tapped into it right now, so I don't know if I'll... here, maybe I'll just swing this around. See, so I can see what's going on my laptop right there. I know you didn't get to see that very fast, but I don't know if there's something else I didn't want you to see. I don't even know. I have no idea. There's some books right there. Some business cards. Okay, that's good. I don't know about private stuff. I have no idea. Hang on. All right. Okay, let's see. Cold calling. Bruce, cold calling. Any time of the day better than others? It depends on who I'm cold calling. Cheryl, hang on for me 1 second. I know I've got you. I'm going to mute you out real quick, and then I'm going to come back to you because I can hear your phone. I'll come right back to you. It depends on who I'm cold calling. Like professionals, like realtors, insurance, mortgage, like what I teach in my recruiting professionals course. I would prefer to reach those people during the day if I happen to be working leads. Okay, realtors, definitely during the day, my friend. Definitely during the day. So I'm trying to get this thing level again. Definitely during the day. So that answers that question. So yes, the best time of the day to reach professional people, realtors specifically, would be during day. If I was, had the liberty of working whenever, let's say I didn't have the liberty of working whenever I could work, and I could only come home and work that 6 to 10 shift, right? Like a lot of part-time network marketers who have a full-time job. I got creative when I had that situation. I would call managers of hotels and restaurants and things like that, or hotels specifically, not restaurants. Excuse me. You got to get restaurant managers when they're not busy, not in the middle of peak hours. But like a nighttime manager running a hotel, I've done pretty well with it as well, doing that. So although the quality typically is not the same as the general manager, that would be their 9 to 5 running the entire hotel. That goes into an entirely different conversation tonight on the subject of recruiting professionals, which I'm fine to get into. But all right, Cheryl, on the conference bridge, I'm going to unmute you. I think you're in Florida. What's up, Cheryl? I can hear you just fine. Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, you answered one of my questions, and my second question was going to be on your Fearless Network marketing system. You can run ads, or trying to think now,
the capture pages.
From there.
Yeah, you can. So let me explain something to you. Now, first of all, are you a user of the Fearless Networker system already? Okay, so all of those capture pages, those lead pages that are already pre-done for you, that are literally done for you, you can post those wherever you want. You can use them on LinkedIn. You can use them in other places in social media. I wouldn't just go blasting capture pages in groups. I think you need to be in a group where your value and your contribution is already kind of there, and then maybe even the cool thing is if you have, let's say, for example, I'm gonna give you a quick idea. Let's say you were in I'll bring up vegan because I talked vegan earlier. Let's say you're in a network marketing company, health and wellness network marketing company. You were into vegan eating. You're in like some vegan eating groups, and you were a big contributor of recipes and things like that. You're like the vegan queen. Well, you could very easily create. Check this out. This is a great idea. you could create a, best of recipe book, vegan recipes. And then you could just easily, inside the system, just make some text changes and maybe put a little graphic in there and have a capture page that offers your Cheryl's best, top 10 best vegan recipes, download it here. And then you could go post that into that group, and then you would capture leads in that manner. So wow. See, I mean, you never know what you're going to get when you come here. So good stuff. All right, great question. I appreciate that. All right, next question I see from Mike: private Facebook groups versus personal pages to share info. Well, it depends on what info we're sharing. I think you need to be a little more specific. Groups, a group is a group are people that are congregating with a very specific interest. Your Facebook page, for example, has people of every interest. That's why we have groups. So you've got the biker group, you got the knitting group, the vegan group, the hardcore buffed exercisers group, the book nerds group, the photographer group, the whatever group. What's up, Nick? Nick, what's up, man? I've known you for a long time. Yeah, I don't know. I think a health and wellness company, you can put out content, but I think a lot of the communication, I think I need a little bit more clarity on what your question is. The other thing is you can create your own. If there's not a group for vegan eaters that love to knit on Sundays, then start the group. Might not be a very big one, but it would be very specific, right? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, having fun. Yeah. Cool. Vegan Nick. Nice, dude. I just had an apricot. It's one of my favorite fruits. What's your favorite fruit? All right, other questions on the conference bridge. Anybody? Star 7? Yes, sir. Let me get you. Go ahead with your question.
Would you be able to help me with this question that I have? Okay, from what I did, aside from my network marketing business, from what I do and working and have worked for like the last 10 years in a restaurant franchise, our particular franchise has been really impacted with a lot of owners closing stores and so on. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on getting on LinkedIn and finding out who I'm connected to and so on, and through the connections and so on. But what would be a very good approach to use with those people in terms of, so it doesn't come across as like I'm only calling them for that reason, and so I can actually just kind of be able to transition and give them a chance to take a look at our opportunity.
Okay, so you're saying you've been in a particular franchise for quite a period of time, and that franchise is suffering, and a lot of stores are closing. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a lot of them that have complained that this was their retirement and now it's gone, and so there's a big point of pain there that I know that our opportunity can help them if they're willing to build. But I don't really know the exact way to approach them without coming across as like salesy or what have you. I mean, I have your insider recruiting professionals, of course. I do have that. Would it be along those same lines, like any verbiage or?
I don't see any reason you need to get trickier at all. I think, if let's say I'll just make something up. I know it's not McDonald's because I'm sure they're still crushing it, but let's say you were a fellow McDonald's, franchisee, and I called you up and I said, hey, is Bob in? I know it's not Bob, but Bob, Todd Falcone, how's it going? What's up? Who are you? Say, listen, I've been a franchise owner of McDonald's for the last 26 years. I understand you're a franchise owner as well. Yeah, I am. And as you're probably aware, if not, maybe, I don't know I might even ask, like, how are things going sales-wise with the franchise? Oh, my gosh, things have tanked. I mean, the market's changed. It's not what it was, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to, who knows? I don't want to assume that business is not good. I mean, maybe across the board, maybe most of them or all of them. I don't know. I don't want to mention whatever the franchise is anyhow tonight, but I would maybe ask first, like say, what's up? No, if business is, and they might say business is booming, things are great. The fact that you identified yourself as a fellow franchise owner and that you've been in the same line of work for the last X amount of years, it kind of gives you a natural in. It's like there's an immediate rapport, right? Because you have something in common, the fact that you have the same franchise. And he may say, look, yeah, you're right. Business has sucked wind for the last couple years. It's on a downward trend, and I don't see anything changing because the reality is what we're marketing is no longer even relevant, which is the reason why we're taking a tank or whatever the deal is. I don't know, again, right? And then so then they're going to be honest with you and say, listen, I'm calling you for a reason. I mean, we're suffering from the same situation. I got a question for you. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you're doing as a blank franchise owner? And at that point, they probably are, right? So that's how I would probably address it. And the only thing that I would say is if you could potentially get into trouble with your existing franchise, like you could get your franchise stripped from you, as an example, if you're calling on other franchise owners, then I mean, is that risk? You gotta weigh out whether that risk is worth it. So something to think about. Great question. Gotcha. Well, then you're probably safe. You're safe. So, yeah. Cool, brother. Appreciate it. So what he said was, you didn't hear that part, was it's his parents out of the franchise owners. He was involved in the business, but his name is not on the business. Let me see what this is. Okay, Leslie, I'm currently in the middle of creating a couple of interest pages. I have 2 so far. Too much or anything else to be aware of besides being able to provide enough content to keep it interesting? Let me go back for something real quick here. I'm not sure what an interest page is. So, and we're kind of getting to the tail end of because I've got to do a big training for like 500 people in 12 minutes. So, I don't know what that is. Maybe in the comments section below this live, once we plant it on the page, you can re-ask the question, maybe with a little bit greater clarity, and I'd be happy to address it. So, all right, so you guys on the conference bridge, I want you to pay attention to something, and you guys over here on the Facebook Live, I want you to pay attention to something. So I'm going to explain to both of you, okay? Both groups. So when I get to the tail end of a call, like we're at the tail end of a call, we're wrapping it up. I don't always do 60 minutes. I mean, it's an hour-long call, but if I go 30, I go 30. I go as long as I want. It's my call. So, but I'll, at the end, we'll do this. And what I'm exactly doing right now is say, okay, guys, that's a wrap on our Monday night Fearless Networker conference call. I appreciate you guys for being here. Again, I'm not sure how you found us, but I'm happy you're here. And to be kept abreast of what we're doing on Monday nights, best thing to do is go to toddfalcone.com, TODDFALCONE.com. Right at the top of the page, it says new to Todd, ? Get yourself plugged into my newsletter. I do a couple videos a week typically, and I've got some great value to give you to help you be better at doing network marketing. If you like what you're getting from me, you can stay plugged in. And if you don't, you can just press the unsubscribe button, and away I go. So get yourself plugged in so you know what's happening here. And one last thing I'll say is I'm always available for live team calls, webinars, Zooms, things like that. I don't even know what the page is for that. I know we just created a new page for that. I don't even know you just email my assistant. If you want me to do a live call for you or Zoom or webinar, and you can put 100 or more people into training that are active distributors, I'd be happy to do it. Typically, in fact, never for those types of situations, doesn't cost you anything. Just send my assistant an email, support@toddfalcone.com. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. I appreciate you guys for being here, both on the Facebook Live and on the conference bridge. We'll see you next time. Have a great week. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. So those of you that are still here live, what I'm doing is I'm stopping the recording. I've hung up on the conference bridge, so that's done. And let me just check. So the recording status has now stopped. I've hung up the phone. I put it back in the battery charger. I hang up the headset. And I get back to business, whichever that business might be. In this case, my business is I got to say goodbye to you guys because I'm going to go do a Zoom for a bunch of people. I hope you guys got value out of this. Leave your comment below. Give me some thumbs up or whatever they are, hearts or hopefully not daggers. You guys wouldn't do that to me. You're beautiful. Love you. We'll see ya.